Hi there. This is day 2 of my 30-day journey on fractions, where I attempt to solve all fractions related word problems that are primarily and specially selected from past common entrance examination questions, GSSCE, SSCE, and even SAT, which is standard aptitude test. Now, before I delve into today's lesson, please be kind and generous enough to click the subscription button below this video to get notified whenever I release an educative and academic videos like this. Now let's attempt the first questions for today. A decorator had 15 O number 1/4 meters of ribbon. She used 8 O number 7/8 meters. How much of the ribbon is left? Now, to interpret this question, first of all, we have to take it bit by bit. A decorator had 15 O number 1/4 meters. Now, we are going to interpret this to be the total ribbon. So I'm going to write total ribbon. That is the total ribbon that the decorator had. So total ribbon that decorator had is 15 O number 1/4 meters. Then let's proceed on to the question. It says she used 8 O number 7/8 meters. So I'm going to interpret this use as used meters, used ribbon rather, used ribbon. So the used ribbon is 8 O number 7/8 meter. And then proceeding on to the next part of the sentence, it says how much of the ribbon is left. And that is going to be interpreted as ribbon left. Now, to solve this is very simple. Since the total ribbon is 15 O number 1/4 meter, and then out of this 15 O number 1/4 meter, she used 8 O number 7/8 meters. When something is used out of something, that means there is a subtraction, there is a reduction in that something. So subtraction or reduction in mathematics, interpret minus. So we are going to say, to calculate the ribbon that is left, we are going to say 15 O number 1/4 minus 8 O number 7/8. Now let's solve this. We first of all focus on the O numbers. So we say 15 take away 8, and that is going to give us 7 O number. 15 take away 8, that is going to give us 7 O number. Then we focus on the fractional part of the expression. That is 1/4 and 7/8. LCM of 4 and 8 is 8. So I'm going to rule a line for common denominator. So LCM of 4 and 8 is 8. Right. Then we are going to use each denominator from each fraction. First of all, from the left hand side of the fraction, which is 4. 4 in 8, that will give us 2. We are going to use the 2 to multiply the 1. So 2 times 1, we are going to get 2. And in between the fractions, we have minus. And we are going to use the denominator here in the right hand side of the fraction, which is 8. 8 in 8, that gives us 1. The 1 times the numerator, which is 7, we are going to get what? 7. Now we have 7 O number 2 minus 7/8. Now this is impossible. We cannot take away 2. We cannot take away 7 from 2. So what do? We borrow 1 from 7, and then we are going to the left with 6 O number, and then the one that we borrow in fraction, when 1 is borrowed from an O number, the 1 will be equivalent to the denominator. So equivalent to the denominator means the 1 will be converted to 8, because in fraction, any number divided by the same number gives you 1. So if we convert the 1 to 8/8, it simply means 8/8 is the same thing as 1/1, which is also the same thing as 1. And this is just a little digression. So we borrowed 1 and we are converting the 1 to the denominator, which is 8. And then I'm going to write 8 here. So the 8 is going to be added to this 2 to give it muscle, to make it capable to now be able to take away 7. So 8 plus 2, then minus the 7 all over the 8, which is the common denominator. Now let's add 8 plus 2, that gives us 10. Then 10 take away 7, we are going to have what? 3. So our answer is 6 O number 3/8. That is that for question number 1. So let's move on to question number 2. Now let's proceed on to question number 2. Question number 2 says A tree was 10 O number 1 over 3 meters tall. It grew 1 O number 4 over 7 meters more. How tall is the tree now? Now, how do we interpret this? The tree was 10 O number 1 over 3 meters tall. And then later on, it grew into 1 O number 4 over 7 meters. That means something happened initially. So we are going to interpret this as initial height. That is the initial height of the tree. Because the question or the problem or the statement says a tree was 10 O number 1 over 3 meters tall and then it grew more. So initial height is equals to 10 O number 1 over 3 meter. And then additional height because it grew more. That is 1 O number 4 over 7 meters more. So we write additional height. Additional height. So we interpret that part of the statement as additional height, which is 1 O number 4 over 7 meter. And then let's look at the main questions of the problem. How tall is the tree now? So we are going to interpret that to be new height. That is the new height of the tree. So to calculate the new height of the tree. Now I know very sure that you know what to do already in this aspect of question. Since initially the tree was 10 number 1 over 3 meters tall, and then additional to it, it grew into one. It grew additional. There is an additional height added to it, which is 1 number 4 over 7. Now with this statement already, you should already know what to do. So additional means we say to find the new height, we say 10 O number 1 over 3 meter plus 1 O number 4 over 7 meter. Now this is the initial height, and then it grew more with this value. So we need to find a new height. So we are adding. So now don't forget to focus on first of all on the O number. So this O number plus this O number, that is 10 plus 1. We are going to have 11 O number. Then we now focus on the fractional part, which is 1 over 3 and then 4 over 7. The LCM of 3 and 7 is 21. So we are going to make 21 their common denominator. So 21 is the common denominator of 3 and 7. And we are going to use each denominator from the left-hand side of the fraction and the right-hand side of the fraction to divide this and then multiply it with the numerator. So 3 in 21, that gives us 7. 7 times 1, that gives us 7. Then the relationship, which is plus. Then here we come, 7 in 21, that is 3. Then 3 times this 4, which is the numerator, will give us what? 12. So we have 11 O number 7 plus 12 over 21. Now let's simplify this. The O number retains its position. So 11 O number 7 plus 12, that gives us what? 19. And then we have 21, so over 21. Now 19 over 21 is a proper fraction. So this is an appropriate fraction or an appropriate mixed number. So this is our final answer. So that is how tall, or that is the new height of the tree. Let's move on to question number 3. Now question number 3 for today, which is equally also the final question for today's episode of 30-day journey on fractions. Let's say it. The question says a pole is 12 O number 2 over 5 meters long, has 3 over 4 meters of it fixed in the soil. What part of it is above? Now this is a very straightforward question and commonsensical question. A pole, we know normally that a pole is a very tall tree that is usually used to hang wires or to hang lines. Now a pole which is 12 O number 2 or 5 meters long, so we interpret this to be length, total length, that is the total length of the pole. A pole is 12 O number 2 over 5 meter long. And the total length of the pole is 12 O number 2 over 5 meter. Then has 3 over 4 meters of it. Take note of this off. That means this is part of this. That is, this as part of this is fixed in the soil. Again, I repeat. Take note of this off. That is, this 3 over 4 meter has, as part of this, is fixed in the soil. So we say fixed length. We interpret that as fixed length. You could choose your word. You could choose any other words to qualify that. So the fixed length in the soil is 3 over 4 meter. And don't forget, it said off, that is 3 over 4 meter of this is fixed in the soil. So this is just an interpretation to make the work easy. So the fixed length is 3 over 4 meter. And then the main question then says, what part of it is above? That means if this part of this pole is fixed in the soil, then what part is above? That definitely they're asking us to find the remaining part that is above the soil. And then in mathematics, whenever we hear about remaining, that simply means subtraction. So we say part above, or length above. I prefer that. Length above. So to calculate length above, which is the length remaining after this part has been fixed in the soil, we just simply say 12 whole number 2 over 5 minus 3 over 4. Now, without any further ado, without wasting any time, now you could see that this fraction, this second part of the fraction problem, has no whole number, which is quite different from the earlier ones we saw. So what do? We just simply neglect this whole number, or we don't totally neglect, we just assume it's not there for now. So we move on with this fractional part, which is 2 over 5 minus 3 over 4. So I'm going to draw a line like I've been doing. The line is for common denominator. So the common denominator of 5 and 4, that is the LCM of 5 and 4, is 20. Now, like I have been doing, I'm going to use each denominator to divide this common denominator. So 5 in 20, that gives me 4. And then my result, I will use it to multiply the numerator. So 4 times 2, that gives me what? 8. Then their relationship is minus. Then I'm going to use the second denominator, which is 4. 4 in 20, that is 5. So I'm going to use my results to multiply the numerator. 5 times 3, and that gives me what? 15. Now you will see that 8 cannot take away 15, and that is where I'm going to bring back this 12. So I'm going to rewrite the equation to be 12 whole number 8 minus 15 over 20. Why did I do that? So that I can be able to keep track of my work, so that I don't miss out on any step. Now, since I've rewritten the fractions to be 12 whole number 8 minus 15 over 20, I'm going to borrow from this 12 so that I will have a new whole number, which is 11. Then don't forget, I said when you borrow one from an whole number, the one will be quantified or will be made an equivalent of the denominator. So I'm going to say the 1 has become what? 20, and then the 20 will be added to this 8 to give 8 upper arm. So 20 plus 8 minus 15 all over 20. So I'm going to just round off the answer straight away. So 20 plus 8, that will give us what? 28. So 28 take away 15, that will give us what? 13 over 20. 13 and 20, 13 over 20 is a proper fraction, and then also they have no common factor, which means we don't need to simplify it. So this is our final answer. So the part of the length of the pole that is above the soil is 11 whole number 13 over 20 meter. And don't forget to put your unit. So that is that for today. Don't forget to click the subscription button below this video to get notified of more academic and productive content or videos like this. See you in the next episode. Thank you.